Major Connor Vance had seen enough death to last several lifetimes. The Terran-Christian War had ended 3 years ago, but the screams still echoed in his sleep. Now he lived alone on the frontier moon of Epsilon 7, fixing machinery for colonists who didn't ask questions about the scars that webbed across his hands and the haunted look that never quite left his eyes. The message came on a cold morning when frost crystals decorated his workshop window. An official Christian courier drone delivered a sealed container and a holographic proclamation. King Theron the Unifier, the same alien monarch whose forces Connor had fought against, was dead. And in his will, he had left something to the human who once saved his son during a prisoner exchange. Connor didn't remember it as mercy. He remembered a young Christian soldier, barely more than a child, caught in crossfire. He remembered dragging the wounded alien to safety while his own squad laid down covering fire. He'd never expected thanks. He certainly never expected this. The container hissed open, revealing a creature that defied easy description. It was wolf-like in shape, roughly the size of a large dog, but its fur shimmered with an iridescent quality that shifted between deep purples and midnight blues. 6 eyes, arranged in 2 rows, blinked at him with unsettling intelligence. Its claws were crystal, catching the light like diamonds. "You must be Connor Vance," the creature said. Connor dropped his coffee mug. It shattered against the metal floor, and he instinctively reached for a weapon that wasn't there. His heart hammered against his ribs as years of combat training screamed warnings through his nervous system. The wolf-like creature tilted its head, a gesture that was disturbingly human despite its alien anatomy. "I apologize for startling you. My name is Raar. I was companion to King Theron for 73 of your years." "You talk." Connor's voice came out hoarse. He'd encountered many alien species during the war, but none like this. "I do many things your species would find remarkable," Raar replied, standing and stretching with feline grace. "Theron left me to you because he believed you were the only human who might understand what I am. And more importantly, what I know." Connor backed against his workbench, his mind racing. "I don't want anything from the Christian Empire. The war is over. I'm done." "The war may be over, but the consequences are not." Raar's multiple eyes fixed on him with an intensity that made Connor's skin prickle. "Theron died of poison. His successor, Lord Kvak, orchestrated the assassination, and Kvak does not want peace with humanity. He wants extinction." The words hit Connor like a physical blow. He'd seen the peace treaties, watched the diplomats smile for cameras, attended ceremonies where former enemies shook hands. It was supposed to be over. "Why should I believe you?" Connor demanded. "For all I know, you're some kind of spy or weapon." Raar made a sound that might have been a laugh, a strange chittering noise that raised the hair on Connor's neck. "Theron hated me, you know. He feared what I represented, but he was wise enough to recognize truth even when it came from something he despised." "What are you?" "A witness." Raar moved closer, and Connor noticed the creature left no footprints, as if it barely existed in physical space. "My kind were created by the precursors, beings who walked the galaxy long before your species or mine discovered fire. We were meant to observe, to record, to remember. I have seen empires rise and fall across 10,000 years. I have watched civilizations destroy themselves and others ascend to greatness." Connor felt his skepticism warring with a growing sense of dread. "And what have you witnessed about humanity? Something that terrifies species like the Christians." Raar's eyes seemed to glow in the dim workshop light. "You don't just survive, you adapt. You don't just fight, you learn. Every species that has tried to conquer humanity has made the same mistake. They see your short lifespans, your technological disadvantages, your divided nations, and they assume weakness." "We lost millions in the war," Connor said bitterly, "and you still won. Not through superior firepower or ancient technology, but through something the Christians cannot comprehend. Your refusal to accept defeat as final." Raar sat, wrapping his crystalline tail around his body. "In 73 years with Theron, I watched him study your species obsessively. He concluded that humanity's greatest strength was also its greatest danger. You never stop pushing forward. You never stop questioning. You never stop reaching for what seems impossible. Connor slumped against the workbench, exhaustion suddenly overwhelming him. I'm just a broken soldier trying to forget. I can't stop wars or save civilizations. Theron didn't send me to you because you're a warrior, Raar said softly. He sent me because you showed mercy when you could have shown vengeance. Because you saved his son when you could have let him die. Because in that moment, you proved that humanity's strength isn't just in its refusal to surrender. It's in its capacity to choose compassion, even in the depths of horror. The workshop fell silent except for the hum of distant machinery. Connor stared at this impossible creature, this relic of ancient civilizations, and felt the weight of responsibility settling on shoulders. He thought he'd finally unburdened. What does Kvak plan? He finally asked. A second war, but this time with weapons that will make the first seem like a skirmish. Bioweapons designed specifically to target human genetics. Stellar manipulation that could destabilize your son. Raar's voice carried the weight of terrible knowledge. He believes that eliminating humanity now, while your species is still celebrating peace, is the only way to ensure Christian dominance. Connor closed his eyes, feeling the familiar rage and fear threatening to consume him. But beneath it something else stirred. The same stubborn determination that had kept him alive through impossible battles. The same spark that made him drag an enemy soldier to safety when every instinct screamed to run. Then I guess I'm not done after all, he said, opening his eyes to meet Raar's alien gaze. But I'm not going to war. I'm going to do something that will make them wish they'd left us alone. Raar's crystalline claws clicked against the floor as he stood. What is that? Connor Vance smiled for the first time in years. A cold, determined expression that had made enemy commanders nervous across a dozen battlefields. I'm going to show them what happens when you give a human veteran a reason to stop feeling guilty and start feeling motivated. We're going to expose Kvak, unite the human governments, and make sure the next time someone threatens Earth, they remember why trying to exterminate humanity is the worst mistake any species can make. Now, Raar said, a strange approval in his ancient voice. You sound like the human Theron feared and respected. Outside, the twin suns of Epsilon 7 rose over the horizon, painting the sky in shades of amber and gold. Major Connor Vance, who had tried so hard to leave war behind, felt the old warrior awakening within him. But this time he wouldn't fight with weapons alone. This time, he'd fight with truth, with allies who'd seen too much death, and with an ancient alien wolf who knew the secrets of empires. And the galaxy would learn what humanity had proven time and again. That the species most dangerous wasn't the one with the biggest weapons or the oldest civilization. It was the one that refused to stay down.